have been doing a very good job. They're hosting a fine program. And my hats off to the men of the Columbus Alumni Chapter, namely Vince Davis. Let's give him and his people a round of applause. That was doing a fantastic job. Now listen, if we were at a football game or a basketball game, we'd be cheering those athletes on. Run, Ricky, run. But these men are making good grades, carrying themselves well, trying to go to college, and we pity-patty. We need to give these young men the round of applause they deserve for what they're doing in this community. Like we were at a football game. Like we were at a basketball game. The young man said, "You can get the girls. They gonna come. Oh, they gonna come." He had me cracking up. He said, "But you gotta get this. This is what matters most." And I agree with him. I agree with him. I grew up in a little small town called Crystal Springs. Anybody ever heard of Crystal Springs? It's in Kappa County. Crystal Springs, it's a small community, close-knit, everybody's almost kin. You know, you go to church together, you got cousins in the same congregation. I'm sure you are familiar with it. I had a single-parent mom. It was me and my little brother. He was 4 years younger than me. His name was Skipper. That's back when Skipper was a nickname. I used to like to play in the band. I played a baritone. Anybody play music? Anybody play piano? I saw a young man playing the piano earlier. I used to get picked on. Bullied, as they call it today. Anybody been bullied before? Yeah. You a nerd. You square. Something's wrong with you. You think you white. Anybody ever been told something like that because they like to read, to do something different than what the majority of people are doing? It hurt my feelings. I was hurt. I wanted to be a part of the in crowd, and I would run home to Mama some days with a black eye. "Mama, what's wrong? What's wrong with me? Is it my curly hair? I used to have hair. Is it the way I talk? Is it the way I walk? Why won't they accept me?" And when my mama told me this, everything changed. When my mama told me this, it didn't matter anymore. She says, "Andre, they're jealous of you because you do what they don't. You do what they don't. You do the difficult. You do the hard thing. You get good grades. That's not easy. You read. You grow your mind. That's not easy. They're just jealous of me. Little knucklehead, nappy-headed, skinny, scrawny, red-rimmed glasses, me? Yeah. And once I figured out that it's okay to be different if you're doing the right thing, hey, it was on from there. I'm going to Southern Miss. I'm going to become a doctor. Dr. Dre. Went to college, lost my mind. It was like Las Vegas. You know, we from Mississippi, small town. You go to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, ain't no horses in the streets like where I'm from. Ain't nobody fishing. It's cars and buildings and lights. The town doesn't shut down. I went crazy. Some of y'all gonna experience the same thing when you go to college. You're gonna lose your mind. Like, oh my, I can't wait to go. My grades plummeted. I did really poorly that first year. Didn't have my priorities straight. And I saw these guys with red and white canes. And they had bunnies on their shirts. And they were very popular. Especially with the opposite sex. I was like, man, who are these guys? I didn't know anything about Greeks. I didn't know what all those fancy letters were on people's t-shirts. I didn't know what that meant. I'm from the country. I come to Southern Miss and I learned about the alphas and the kappas and the Qs and the sigmas and the deltas and the AKs and the zetas and the SG. I learned all about it. But the one that stood out the most to me was the men of crimson and cream. It was just something about men who pulled their pants up, tucked their shirt in. They even wore bow ties. The president of the university used to wear a bow tie at that time. He walked around with a bow tie and was a Kappa walking right with him with a bow tie on. I'm like, who is that black dude walking with the president? Oh, that's Omar. Omar is a Kappa. He's a leader on campus. Man, they're not just the pretty boys, but they the leaders on campus. They're the ones that are running the yard. I want to be one of them. No. I asked 3 times, they said no, 3 times. Brothers, they don't tell this often. I just got in. The more they denied me, the more I wanted to be in. I'm like, if I can't get in, I gotta get in. They're just not opening the door to everybody. I finally made it in 1996. I became a Kappa, a noob. Where's the young man said the girls gonna come? The girls came, and they came, and they came, and I lost my mind. My grades dropped again. I had a son at a young age. I was 21 years old. I'm a baby myself, still wet behind the ears, but with another life to be responsible for. So I had to man up, as they say. I had to do what was necessary because I didn't want to be like my dad. Absent, gone, never heard from him. I promised myself if I ever had a kid, I wouldn't be like my dad. If he taught me anything, it's how to not do what he did. Somebody might know what I'm talking about. His name was Austin. Name started with an A like mine, but I didn't want to mess him up with my name. I didn't want everybody to call him Junior. And I adored that young boy. I had to get a job. I got a job flipping dough, pizza at Pizza Hut. I got another job at a mental health facility, helping young adolescents with behavior disorders like ADD and ADHD and bipolar disorder. I helped them become better, and I saw right then I liked working with young people. I got a job at USM, University of Southern Mississippi, the same place I graduated from, same place I pledged. I'm back, and I'm a young 25 years old, back on the yard. Now I work for the university. Traveling around the state of Mississippi from the top to the bottom, from side to side, talking to audiences all about an education. Come to Southern Miss. We can help you. I knew the product like the back of my hand. I'm selling opportunity. I encourage you to go to college, but if you choose Southern Miss, this is what we offer. That was my message. I understand there's some young men in here that are interested in Southern Miss. Come see me. Home of the Golden Eagles. And what I learned about the state of Mississippi is that we are in trouble. You all know the statistics about where we stand in the nation in education. How many states are there in the union? How many states are there in the United States? 50. We rank 49. Alabama has us beat. and being among the worst in educational attainment. We have the highest rates of obesity, highest rates of infant mortality. You know what the news says about Mississippi, that we're backwards, that we're behind, and you don't ever want to go to Mississippi. And I traveled across this state and I saw that we are in trouble. We don't know what we don't know. And so for men like Vince Davis and men that are in the Columbus Alumni Chapter to take time out of their day, their own life, to pour back into these young men, that's what it's all about. When I became a Kappa, I thought it was all about parties and strolling. That was fun. But then I had to grow up. I had responsibilities at a young age. I had to get a job and make a living and provide and protect for my family. And I started to give back. I started to get involved as the advisor of the undergraduate chapter that I pledged in, Kappa Iota. Now I'm leading young men a little older than you are right now, 21, 22, 23 years old, grown men, and trying to lead them and help them be better. Teach them how to eat at a table, how to wear their tie, how to speak in front of people. I found that I saw some success in that. We won some national awards. We won some regional awards. We won some state awards. We were in the news and people said, hey, look at what's happening in Hattiesburg with young black men. One chapter has 5 chapters of Kappa League that it's helping. That's unprecedented. This chapter, the Columbus Alumni Chapter, is well known for what it does with guide writing. The Jake Crosby Award is the highest award you can get in Kappa League. You guys have a jewel in this program, and I hope you take advantage of it. Because what I've seen today gives me hope that things will be better for the state of Mississippi if you choose to stay. Many of us that get an education, we leave the state of Mississippi for brighter horizons. But for those of us that stick around, the Vince Davises, give back to your community. If you go and get an education, come back and help someone else. And how can you do that? Keep your job. Work. Be a productive citizen, law-abiding citizen. That's the first thing. Provide for your family. Take care of your home. And as you position yourself for success, then you can reach back and pull another brother up. That's what it's about. Y'all know that black men, black boys are targeted? We're in danger. You know what that means? Like we have a target on our backs. You watch the news, you see what happens when we pull over. You see what happens when we raise our hand. We could be in our own apartment and a policeman will punch through the door and shoot and kill us. It's all across the news, and this is just recently. You are in danger, black boy. Do you realize that you are in danger? You have to help yourself be better. Get an education. Grow your mind. Learn from others. It's not always in a book. You don't always have to be in a book to learn something. There's a verse of scripture that says, as iron sharpens iron, so does a friend another friend. I heard someone mention that this is a family of brothers. And you're not in competition with each other. You're here to help each other. Someone said earlier that we fight, then we get over and we move to the business. That's a family. Young black boys becoming young men. I hope you hear what I'm trying to tell you. That I've been there. I've been your age at one time. The type of hairstyle I had, it was a little different than they are today. It was one of those flat tops with the curls in the front. You know, you used to call it a kid and play. I remember my graduation picture, boy. God, oh, to have hair again. I thought I knew it all at 17, 18, 19. I didn't know anything. It wasn't until I started to listen to somebody else, take people's advice that had my best interests at heart, that things got better for me. Young Kappa leaders, you can do it. Young Kappa leaders, you can do it. Young Kappa leaders, you can do it. But you can't do it by yourself. For those of you that got on stage and had the courage to open your mouth in front of people you didn't know, my hat's off to you. Public speaking is one of the most feared. People rank public speaking as one of the biggest fears they have, and it's not easy. So I applaud every person that spoke at the podium today. It takes courage to do that, and you're going to have to learn how to become better at it. If you're going to lead other people, you're going to have to learn how to speak well. I'm going to leave you with this quote. I see a lot of people on their cell phones. I see a lot of people chatting. I see a lot of people not paying attention, and that's okay, because that always happens. Everywhere I speak, not everybody's meant to get what I say. I get that. But there is somebody listening right now. Somebody who was listening from the start. I want to share this with you. Maybe you can take it and tuck it away, and it'll help you when you're going through tough times. When you do today what most people won't, you can have tomorrow what most people can't. When you do today what most people won't, most people won't stand up here. Most people won't speak up for what's right. Most people don't do the difficult. But when you do what most people won't do, one day you'll have what most people can't have. And they wonder how you got it. And you can tell them, I was willing to do what you weren't. I was willing to do the difficult. I was willing to be different. I was willing to stand out. I was willing not to fall to peer pressure. I was willing to do what you weren't. Now I can have what you can't. For our communities, young black men, we need you to succeed. We need you to survive. You are our future. I used to hear that song when I was your age. I believe the children are the few. Like, man, that's going to be a long time. I'm still young. I am the future one day. One day I am a leader in the community. I am on the school board. I am on the supervisory board. I am in the small rooms. I am in the places of influence. You will be one day too. When you become successful because you've done what most people don't, reach back and help another person up. Reach back and help the next person up because somebody did it for you. I thank you, Vince Davis, for calling me and asking me to speak here. This is the first one, and I get to be the speaker. It is a privilege. This program, I foresee, is going to continue to grow, continue to improve, because people like you and your leadership team that care sincerely about black boys. Thank you, everybody, for your time and your attention. Y'all have a good night.